Hello, salam, shalom, namaste, sat sri akal, aloha, hola, ciao, bonjour, buna, and privyet. It's really, really good to be with you again, and I know you'll be so happy you've joined me today because I have a very special guest, and I will introduce her very shortly. I'm just so excited to have you with us. First of all, Francisca, welcome.
Thank you, Samia, for having me.
Yes, it's my pleasure. And actually, you know what? Let me just have you jump right in and tell us more about who you are and what you do.
Okay, thank you very much, Sanya. My name is Francisca Epale. I am from Cameroon, West Africa originally. My father came from Cameroon. My mother came from Jamaica. I am a former educator. I used to teach ESL, English as a second language and French in the United States, in Canada and China for over 20 years. And I've taught from middle school international, up to university. I've even taught a foreign ambassador French. I am also a French interpreter, accredited community French interpreter, and I have different certificates to train as a teacher, a trainer, an educator.
That is so cool. And I know that there's even more amazing things that you do. And the reason that I'm interviewing you today is actually because you're also an author of How I Conquered Breast Cancer Without Chemotherapy, My Journey from a Mess to a Message. Tell me more about your book.
Okay. On August 1st, 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm,
This did not come to me as a shock because cancer is genetic for those who are not aware. So if you plan to marry somebody, ask them, do you have anybody in your family who has passed away from cancer? And if they ask you, why are you asking? They said, no, it's just a random question. You got to know what you are getting into. So
mm,
because I lost 5 family members who had passed away from cancer, I did not want to be number 6. So
mm.
I decided not to do chemotherapy and sought the advice of a naturopathic doctor. So when I refused the chemotherapy, the oncologist said, I have been an oncologist for 25 years. No patient has ever refused chemotherapy. And I told him, Dr. So-and-so, relax, calm down. I'm just exercising my patient bill of rights.
Mm.
The patient bill of rights states that you have the right to refuse treatment. So I chose not to do chemo. And when I went and saw a naturopathic doctor, I had to go back to the oncologist a year later for a follow-up. And he said, oh, whatever that doctor did, he did a good job. Now he was happy. Then I had to go again the second year for another follow-up, and I was cancer-free, said that I don't need to see him again. I should just see my family doctor. So that's the gist of it.
Oh, that is so cool. So, I mean, you just have to tell me more. So, what were like some of the challenges that you learned about with cancer, having been exposed to this family history and the struggles that your family have had? Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode. Hope you're getting value out of it. For your information, this episode has been sponsored by the Happiness 101 program. Are you a change maker, coach, trainer, or healer? Are chains of fear holding you back from making the impact and income you desire? Using a unique combination of positive psychology and the spiritual wisdom of our most effective change makers, the Happiness 101 program helps you break through your limiting beliefs and manifest the abundance and success you desire with fun and ease.
Interested? Book a free Happiness 101 exploration call with me, your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Just use my online calendar link in the show notes. Now, back to the show.
Some of the challenges, first of all, I had a family member who died 3 years ago.
Mm.
And this family member, I don't want to mention exactly the names of the relationship because they are no longer around. This person suffered cancer for 11 years. So the chemo that he took triggered 3 different kinds of cancer for a span of 11 years.
Mm.
So it was so bad that during his last days, he lost so much weight, and the doctor said they wanted to do another procedure. He said, no more procedure,
Mm.
no more. He said it 3 times.
Yeah.
And I saw the state in which this family member was in. I said, is this what chemotherapy does to people? So I decided, no, this is not for me.
Mm.
I have to do something else.
Yeah. So how did you go about discovering the something else?
First of all, I read about a doctor in Jamaica who cured her cancer without chemotherapy. So
Mm.
I reached out to her and asked her permission to use her name in my book. I saw what she did. It was really good, but I did other things in addition to what she did. So this is not original. I'm not the first person who has had my cancer cured without chemotherapy. Yeah.
Nice. No, I totally believe you. I'm on board with what you're saying. I think that's one of the downsides of Western medicine is that it can be very harsh in the way that it impacts your body. Like on the one hand, it's treating something, but then on the other hand, there are all these like side effects. And unfortunately, a lot of times, the doctors who are using these Western methodologies have no idea how to even address this
Yes.
quandrum or catch-22, as it were, that, people find themselves in when they're getting these treatments and this is the only option that they believe they have.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me more. What did you discover in terms of uh, this kind of naturopathy? What kind of
Doctor,
treatments do they do? Yeah, what's their approach?
there are different things that I did. I cannot mention their names because of the confidentiality between doctors and patient. And she told us, do not put her name on Facebook, on social media. She wants to remain low key. So I did things like detoxification. I detoxed my liver, my kidney. I did a mucus cleanse, deep cleansing, and my whole lifestyle changed. I don't use chemicals in my home to clean. I use vinegar and water. I don't use a microwave. I heat my food on the stove. So when I go to work and somebody is using the microwave, I have to run away fast because I don't want any radiation near me. So they all know at work. I don't use a microwave anymore. Even the soap that I use, even the lotion, everything has changed. So I'm very careful about what I eat too,
Yeah.
because cancer is caused by 5 things through my research, and genetics is one of them.
What are
Yeah.
the other four?
You want to know the other 4? I don't want to give out everything. Okay, I'll tell you. The other 4, okay, one is genetic, one is your diet,
Mm.
the third one is environmental toxins,
Mm.
then the other one is chronic stress. Stress can cause cancer when you're under chronic stress.
Right, right. And I bet most people are actually exposed to multiple factors. I mean, most people living a modern lifestyle are exposed to environmental toxins,
Toxins,
immense amounts of stress for sure.
yes,
And they may have like genetics
yes,
in their family that also make them prone to, um, having to deal with something like cancer developing in their body. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we will not be able to talk about everything in your book. I definitely
Mm.
encourage people to get your book and read all the details there. But whatever you're willing to share with us right now, we'd be happy to learn.
Okay, I changed my diets. There's something that I
Mhm.
call G-bombs. G-bombs is an acronym for greens. These are the foods that you should eat.
Ah,
Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. So
ah.
there's certain foods that I don't eat, like things like pizza,
Mm,
pepperoni, sausages, bacon, meats. I avoid those things. And I've even have to turn down certain invitations because what they were going to offer, I don't eat. So I don't want to offend anybody. Somebody invited me to a picnic. They were going to have hot dogs and hamburgers. I can't eat that stuff. So rather than go there and then I don't eat, I chose not to go. So my
mm,
whole lifestyle has changed. So if somebody comes to my home, they already know, all my friends and family know. If you come to my home, don't ask me for microwave.
yeah,
If you want to heat up some food, I
yeah,
don't have a microwave.
yeah, yeah. You know, you make a really important point that you made all of these changes in your lifestyle so you could get healthy and maintain your health also. And in that context, it's so important for us to communicate clearly with our friends and family, our coworkers about what our boundaries are, what our requirements are, because otherwise, how are you going to maintain? You know,
Yes.
and you'll always maybe be feeling awkward about things, but this way you've been clear, upfront,
Yes.
and I'm sure that's really helpful.
Yes. Another thing I want to share, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I went to my pastor
Mhm.
and I said, Pastor Solomon, I would like to see you after church, but I want your wife to be there as well.
Mm.
So after church, I told him that I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 2. So the wife put her right hand on my right breast while the pastor prayed for me.
Mm.
And he used these words, you will not die, you shall live. You will not die, you shall live to share your testimony. So about 2 weeks ago, I went back and told him that I want to share a testimony in his church. He now has a new church. And I went there, I shared my testimony, and I gave him 2 books and I gave him a little something for the
Oh,
church.
that is so beautiful. Ah, so, you know, when you talk about going to your pastor, like, and him praying for you, him and his wife, I'm sure was also, uh,
Yeah.
for sure praying for you. Um, what motivated that for you?
Because I am a Christian and I'm a believer. We have pastors who are very, very strong in their faith.
Mm.
I just felt I have prayed, let him also pray as well. I
Yes.
was one of his members, so I just wanted special prayers because when you are in the Christian faith, and if you have a little situation, you have the right to go to the pastor and ask for
Mm.
prayers. So since it was a feminine thing, I didn't want him to put his hand on my breast. That's why I said I want the wife to be there.
Yeah.
But sometimes they will ask you, you put your hand on your breast and then they're going to put it on top. But I still did not want that. So
Mm.
just to be safe, I
Yes.
asked the wife to be there.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, like I understand that because in our Muslim culture, we will maintain those kinds of boundaries as well. So
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Cool. So, you know, I'm a happiness expert. So my area of specialization is dealing with mental health and emotional health. So when you mentioned stress as one of the factors that can make people sick, I would love for you to share with us maybe a few tips or your perspective or insight on how you deal with the stress aspect of the the risk factor.
Oh, how I handle stress right now?
Yeah.
Oh, how I handle stress. Oh, when I am stressed, I meditate, I
Mm,
take a shower, I take a nap, and I listen to some cool, relaxing music. Yeah, I
nice.
calm down. Yeah, I turn off my phone so that nobody will bother me. I listen to soft music.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's what I do.
I love that. I love that. Is there like a specific kind of meditation that you love to do?
I just go on YouTube and I say meditation for 5 minutes. They're different kinds, nothing particular. And I close my eyes, I do whatever they said, whatever the YouTube said. So many things are on YouTube. Some of them are fake, some of them are true, but I try out the meditations and it has worked.
I like that mindset. It's like, I find that, one of the things about meditation is that, like you said, there are so many different forms, and
Yes.
you don't know what you will enjoy the most until you try it. So I love your
Yes.
approach of just trying out different things and see what will work for you. That is awesome. That is really awesome. Um, okay. So is there anything else that you love to share from your book about, your journey from a mess to a message?
Yes. Something I would like to share is that do not rely 100% on your doctors.
Mm,
Okay, you have to do your own research. Because I remember too, when I was in China, I went to go teach English in China. I had another medical condition
mm,
um, where I almost passed away. They wanted me to have surgery. I was dealing with 4 different doctors. So I asked one of the doctors, I said, Dr. So-and-so, I won't mention his name. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not trying to be rude, but do not lie to me. Look me in my eyes and don't lie. If I don't have this surgery, will I die? He said no. I said, okay, I'll wait until I get to Canada. So when they speak in English, I will understand, because here sometimes they do not understand. So
mm,
when I went to Canada, when I came back, the first week I was back, I made an appointment to see an internationally renowned hemopathic doctor. He did a biofeedback body scan, and based on what the computer said, because of my age, I do not need a hysterectomy. So you
uh,
see, they were telling me I need to have it, I need to have it. They made as if I don't have it, I will die. So you got to ask intelligent questions. Some people don't know that the
mm,
doctors, they know they have their own agenda. It's your body, it's your health.
right.
So you have the right to say no, because that's the patient bill of rights. For example, when I was supposed to have when I was supposed to have chemotherapy and I turned it down, I asked the doctor, apart from losing your hair, what are the side effects? And he said, oh, you get tired. I said, that's not a side effect because I'm always tired anyway. So I came home and I did my research on the side effects and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So
Mm,
you have to do what is best for you, okay? I am not a medical doctor. In my book, there is a medical disclaimer. Okay, this is just my journey. I chose not to do it. But if somebody has cancer and they want to use chemo, they have to make that decision. You
mm,
do your research.
yeah.
I'm just here to share my story that I chose not to do it because I lost 5 family members from cancer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. Uh, One thing I was just wondering, so the
Okay.
naturopathic doctor, and they helped you learn how to heal from the cancer and so forth. Um, was it specific to just healing breast cancer, or can this advice be applied to people who are suffering from different kinds of cancer?
Okay, this is what she just did. I don't know whether it is just for breast cancer, but I think all this, I think, I'm not a doctor. I am a health coach. I got a certificate uh, as a health coach. I think this could be applied to all cancer, but
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure. It's
Uh,
possible.
Yes, yes. So it sounds like a lot of what you have shared so far that would be generally applicable. Um, cool. So tell me more about being a health coach.
Okay. When I got cured from cancer, I decided to become a health coach so that I'll become more branded. It was a 6-month course and I took it, so I am both a health and a life coach. I
Nice.
decided to become one. So if I have write a book and I said that I'm also a health coach, it makes more sense. I'll tend to be more branded. Yeah.
Yes. So what's your approach as a health coach? How do you help people?
I help women who want to become a better version of themselves.
Mm,
Yes. Women in their prime.
nice. And what
Yes.
kind of things do you work with them on? How do you help them?
For example, weight loss, nutrition, and sleep. Those are the 3 things that I work on. I can tell them what to do if they cannot sleep. I got some ideas for them.
Nice. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you work with people on their sleep because I know that is one of the most ignored areas in healthcare.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
most of us, we take our sleep for granted. We are willing to give up our sleep for every little big reason, and we don't even realize what a big deal that is,
Yes.
how harmful it can be to our health not to get enough sleep, enough quality sleep,
Yes.
and so on and so forth. Um,
It's very important to have your sleep. Like the other day, I joined a personal development course because I'm somebody I like to learn. I'm a
yeah.
former teacher. I love to learn so that I don't get bored. So the mentor says it's now 11 p.m. Do you have time for me to work with you? Is it too late? I said it's late, but since you're offering me, I'm not going to refuse. It is important. And we were on the computer from 11 p.m. until 1 a.m. You know? So
Mm,
he said, oh, now you have to go to bed. So I was a little bit tired when I had to go to work, but you know what? I chose to stay up.
yeah.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices, but don't do that all the time. There are
Yes.
different ways. If you cannot sleep, take a shower, a warm shower about 2 hours before you go to bed. And 2 hours before bed, shut off all the electronics.
Mm,
People love this cell phone. They everywhere, even in the kitchen. When I go even to the ladies' room, I hear people they're in the bathroom talking on the phone. Come on, that you can't do that. Yeah, people have their phone. It's like oxygen. So turn off all the electronics 2 hours before you go to bed. Okay. Do not exercise before you go to bed. Do not drink alcohol and stop drinking water 2 hours before you go to bed so that you will not wake up in the middle of the night. So the
uh,
little things that you need to do so that you can sleep better. And also massage. If you want to sleep well, have a massage. This morning I went to go do a body massage and it was beautiful. She did a wonderful massage on me. So tonight I know I'm going to sleep well.
yes.
Those are certain things that you can incorporate to make you sleep better. And all that is self-care. It's
Yes.
all part of self-care.
Yes. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I think massage is also like I know again like for me it's a healing modality that I was never particularly exposed to
Okay.
and therefore I did not really understand and appreciate. But actually, I would say maybe in the last 10 years or so, my father started doing more research in different traditional Indian therapies
Yeah.
and healing modalities. And massage is huge actually in Indian
Yes.
culture.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's like this deep history of using healing touch in the context of massage to help heal all kinds of ailments and even to maintain good
Yes.
health.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I go for them because I have insurance with my job. They
Ah,
cover 90% of it. So why won't I go for massages?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Mm.
I mean, yes, that's an excellent point. People like look at the benefits you're offered through your medical insurance if you have
Yes.
medical insurance, and if you have these kinds of things included there, take advantage of it.
Of course. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Francisca. You're giving so many amazing tips and so much amazing advice. Is there anything
Mhm.
else you would like to share with us today?
Yes, there's something else I would like to share. If you have the opportunity, I would like you to go to Amazon and purchase my book. It's an easy read. The way I wrote the book, even if you're 12 years old, you can understand it. Because cancer, it doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
Whether you are suffering from ADD or you have a PhD, it attacks everybody. It's like COVID. Remember COVID attacked the presidents of the countries, the janitors, the presidents. It doesn't discriminate. And there's also something I want to say about breast cancer. Do your breast self-examinations.
Mm,
Do not rely on mammograms because they are not 100% accurate. I was the one who caught my cancer by feeling my breasts. And
mm,
if you are shy, ask your husband. And if you don't have a husband, hire a massage therapist or go to your doctor. But examine your breasts regularly. It's very important. Feel for lumps. Do that when you're in the shower and when you're applying lotion to your body.
right. That
It
is
is,
really
yeah,
important.
excuse me. It is not a death sentence if it is caught early. Mine was stage 2, and cancer has 4 stages. Usually stage 4, you usually tend to pass away. So stage 2 was early. I caught mine early, and it did not spread. So please examine your breast. Don't be shy.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. And, I believe, do you have any like particular websites or resources that you recommend for where people can learn to do a breast examination, like self-examination?
No, I don't have resources, but they can contact me, and I could tell them how to do it. Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm. They usually say, I learned this from a nurse, a friend of mine who is a nurse. They recommend that
Yeah.
you massage your breast 50 times,
Uh,
25 times clockwise and anti-clockwise and counterclockwise. Even when I went to China before going, I saw a homeopathic doctor. He told me that my right, my right breast was not functioning well, but I
mm,
didn't pay any attention because I was on my way to China. And he himself said you should massage your breast all the time as part of your self-care.
ah, that is really cool. So for sure, I want to encourage all of our listeners to take good care of themselves by engaging in these self-care practices, uh, like for women. Yes, like definitely the self-exam for your breasts is really important. Massaging yourself, very, very important. And if you're not sure how to do it, as Francisca said, you can connect with her and she will be able to help you with that. Also get her book from Amazon. We'll be sure to drop those links in the show notes. So please check the show notes. And yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty complete. Are you wanting to say anything else for right now, Francisca?
We have a book. It's called the Map Book. If you want anything in your life, it deals with universal laws and the law of attraction. If you want anything in your life and you're having problems having it, please contact me and I'll share the website. It might help you. And you can contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. I'm, I'm on Instagram as well. Okay?
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we will share all of your links in the show notes. So again, to all of our dear listeners, please check the show notes. And until we connect next time, I just wish you lots and lots of peace and joy.